John 3:17 says, whosoever believeth in him shall have abundant life. And it's true. All right, so let me let you guys know and assure you that the Snyderverse is coming. I gave you reasons why it is coming. Now, there are a number of things I want to talk about real quick, and then we're done. The first thing is that what you saw yesterday, the trailer, remember, Zack Snyder put out Army of the Dead trailer on Netflix. Right after that, we had HBO Max putting out a trilogy trailer. Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, Justice League, promoting their Justice League movie, saying it is his completed trilogy. But it is not his completed trilogy. Now, even so, I'm telling you, don't let the optics fool you. It's not about the intent, it is about the outcome. It doesn't matter that Toby Emmerich has influence with HBO Max. It doesn't matter that HBO Max even says that that's it, seeming to reflect what Ann Sarnoff said about Zack Snyder's trilogy being a cul-de-sac. That the Snyder Cut's a cul-de-sac, something Walter Amada actually said. It doesn't matter what they say. Let me tell you why Zack Snyder's Justice League is the beginning of the continuation of the Snyderverse. One, we got to the Snyder Cut not because of Warner Brothers Pictures and those execs on the Warner Brothers Picture side. We didn't get there because of anything that Warner Brothers did. Even the point which we got to is not because of any one individual. It's not because of Jason Keeler. It's not because of Casey Bloys. It's not even because of John Stankley. They saw the opportunity. No. The reason the Snyder Cut came into existence is because of a united stance by the fans of first Zack Snyder and his movies, wanting justice for him and retribution for Autumn and to help causes. And the second reason is because the wider community, the mainstream community, began to take on the same passion that these fans had. And they, including people working on the project, were united as one. And us united, hashtag us united, made this happen. It wasn't any one individual, it wasn't any one company. They had corporations like Subway, Feeding America, several of the sandwich companies. We even had hashtags from very prominent people, not just actors, not just people in the industry, but prominent people in society, hashtagging release the Snyder Cut. That is why this happened. And it started with you. I want you to always remember you have the power. It's not, oh, you're just this little small fry out there. No, 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 no. Everything starts with you. I want you to flex your muscles. All right, pick of shades. Let me give you a perfect example of what happened. My account was suspended for no reason at all. I was constantly retweeting restore the Snyderverse on my channel, and someone didn't like it, and they attacked me actually in comment section, and they said they reported me, and I reported them back. But apparently, they were reporting me all along, and they reported me on some fallacious issues. And while I reported and Twitter said that my reports on these people wasn't true, they said I was spamming or something, and they suspended my account for it. Now, I want to show you something. This is true of all things in life. Attaining what you want comes with difficulty, tragedy, destruction, not necessarily towards other people, but towards yourself. People who hate you because they realize you're doing something that's effective and true. One person, he got so mad with me, he started attacking me and saying I was lying for telling the truth on Twitter. I'm telling you all of this because this is the crucible through which, when you try to do good in this world, there are going to be people who are diametrically opposed to that because it shakes the established order. I support Ray Fisher. I've shown you guys on Twitter some very damaging information about Joss Whedon and his racist ideals, and I exposed it. Some people didn't like that, and they started following me and targeting me for it. This is not the first time this has happened to me. This has happened to me several times. Why Lex Luthor wanted to get rid of Superman so badly is because he was a threat to the status quo. The status quo says that wicked people who wheel and deal and worm their way make it to the top. It is a narcissistic point of view. However, someone who is hopeful and pure and exposes the lies and the shall I say, corruption of people, that person is generally attacked. So this is nothing new. Nothing new for you. It should be nothing new to any of us. And if we are attacked, we rebound because we cannot be stopped. So this is what we do. I formed a new account and I started making reconnections with the people that I used to be reconnected to. And the next move, of course, is to come back even stronger. So if you're looking for me on Twitter and you don't know what I am now hashtag Us United, hashtag Restore the Snyderverse, hashtag I Stand with Ray Fisher. I've come back stronger, and I've come back to do more damage. And I assure you guys, you too can do the same. It's about how you focus your attention to things, how you decide to take a stand on something. So I say all this to encourage each and every one of you guys out there. My channels have been suspended. I've had multiple accounts knocked down on Facebook. I've been targeted on Twitter, and I'm still here. Okay? I'm still making money on this channel, and I'm still doing what I need to do. And you guys can do the same, because an idea is a dangerous thing. An idea is what drives us. It's what makes us passionate about something. That is how I know for a fact that no matter what Warner Brothers does or says, they will not stop the Snyderverse from happening. And they will not stop us from restoring the Snyderverse. And I say us. I don't say any one individual. Now, the truth of the situation is that I think still, and I strongly believe, Jason Keeler, John Stankley, and Casey Bloys would love to restore the Snyderverse. I can tell you, as a matter of fact, from some of the metrics that I've seen, that these metrics point to the Snyder Cut being one of the biggest, most noise-making events in Hollywood history ever. Okay. So the metrics that we have been given show us that it has been very influential in so many different ways. And it's made a lot of noise on social media for a fact. It drew a lot of attention to HBO Max, which is why Jason Keeler even started with HBO Max. And I'm telling you once again, AT&T is not going to back out of this. No matter what you see from HBO Max or no matter what you hear, keep on hashtagging and pressuring both Warner Brother Pictures, HBO Max, and AT&T to restore the Snyderverse. Now, let me just make this abundantly clear to each and every one of you out there. When going to battle in a war, there is no such thing as we're going to now quit. When you've made up your mind to do something, do not change your mind. It is a double mindedness that gets anyone in trouble. When you don't know whether to go or to come, that is when you are in deep trouble. You must make a decision, engage yourself, and commit yourself to it, and then go wholeheartedly into it. So some of you guys were on board when things were going well, and then you're off board when things are not going the way you think they should go. Don't do that. Make up your mind what you're going to do, commit yourself in the direction, and then just do it. And you will get the rewards that you so desire. See, there's a couple of things a lot of you are not noticing. Take the big picture. When the Snyder Cut was released, it was released in the wee hours of the morning where I lived, somewhere around midnight. I think for most of you guys, the same thing. You guys stayed up and watched the thing. Now, no matter what figures they say, and a third of the people who watched it, listen, a third of what is the question? Two, their metrics doesn't cover everything. So I want you to understand HBO Max has more metrics than you and I have. They know the full story. And the reason why HBO Max didn't come fully out and say what they wanted to say, and they're not going to provide any numbers or metrics for us to see, is merely because they know that that movie blew everything out of the water. So they'll give you metrics on everything else, and they'll shape their arguments, which are nonsensical, to try to support their narrative that this movie needs to be closed off. But we know better now. We know. Devils don't come from hell beneath us. They come from the sky, right? So what I'm trying to say is the guys, the higher ups, the so-called gods of men, they'll try to persuade you, to dissuade you from carrying this movement forward because they can't stand a chance against it. Of all the companies out there, Warner Brothers always bends to the will of the masses. And we are the masses. So they will bend to our will. It's just a matter of time. And it will be a much shorter space of time than the 4 years that it took us to get the Snyder Cut. So that in and of itself is a guarantee. We will win this. We've won before. The hardest task was to get the Snyder Cut out, and they conceded to that. They buckled under the pressure, and they will buckle again, and they will concede to us again. And mind you, Zack Snyder can do whatever he wants with Netflix. Nobody's stopping him. That's not going to stop him from doing what he has to do with Warner Brothers either. It just means he's more in demand than ever before. And you can see that his name is trending. He's probably the only director to have a trend in social media. Maybe there are a few others. But he's actually trending. He's in demand. So if you guys haven't realized by now that Zack Snyder's Justice League Part 2 is most definitely coming. And along with that will also come the Ayer Cut, as well as, I believe, a Batfleck movie is on the way with Deathstroke in it. I think those three things are almost a certain because it's just so cheap to finish. There's no way they're not doing that. Ann Sarnoff mentioned the Ayer Cut for a particular reason. It's because she knows that's what's coming next. So you guys gear up for April the 16th. I'll put the dates again back there. You guys gear up because we're about to do some war again. And the war is not one in which we curse out Warner Bros. There's no reason to tell them F you. The company's going down and under and making stupid decisions. They're going to mess up their own selves. We have to, as Chris Terrio say, save them from themselves. Okay? So this is not about us having to curse out Warner Bros. We don't need to do that. They're doing that. Good job of that themselves. And they don't know what their future is. They know that they want a future without the Snyderverse, but they don't really have an idea. They have no concrete plans about what they really want to do. Now, the upcoming Flash movie, it has all kinds of problems in and of itself. So they're doing a great job of messing up their own future. What we have to do is we need to give them some guidance and direction. And the only way is to consistently let them know what we as fans want. Now, not everything that we want as fans we're going to get, but the things that right the wrongs need to be done. They've been dishonest with us. They have broken trust. They have broken faith a number of times. HBO Max has done something to mend our faith in the sense that HBO Max provided us with the Snyder Cut. But all in all, we need to be vocal and we need to continue to make as much noise as possible. And other people will join in, as other people have. We just have to be more coordinated. What I mean by that is we need to get all those people who have expressed their desire to join us. We have to get them on board. We must be organized. And the organization, when it comes to speaking out, is that in terms of action, those of you who have HBO Max, I'm going to say it again, do not cancel your subscription. The only place that's playing Zack Snyder's Justice League legally right now is HBO Max, and maybe other people like HBO Nordic or something like that. They may have it, HBO Go maybe. So do not cancel your subscription. If you've canceled your subscription, resubscribe to HBO Max or whatever else you have subscribed to. Okay? And keep watching the daylights out of the movie. See, you don't understand. This war is about building a case why the Snyderverse must exist. And the more we build that case, is the less they have to stand on. And we are going to be pressuring them as righteous people. So when we decide to go and spam out, for example, their new movie that's coming out, and we just putting restore the Snyder Cut, when we start to go full blast on them, when we start every turn they're seeing restore the Snyderverse everywhere, it's because we've built up the data that the Snyderverse and the Snyder Cut has been watched remarkably for a very long time, and that all their ratings are showing that the Snyder Cut is just going nuts. We must continue to make history, and the only way is to stand and fight, not to run, not to quit, not to abandon ship. We've gotten the first success ever. Nobody's ever done this. We got the Snyder Cut. Now you should be emboldened and even stronger than you ever have been before, knowing no one can deny you what you want. No matter what articles they write, no matter what press work they do, you are the consumers ultimately. But you have to constantly show how big you are and how committed you are to seeing this thing all the way through. For Ray Fisher, I believe he should get the Cyborg movie. I think it's only fair that he gets a Cyborg movie of his own. I think he's a hell of a actor. I think he's doing things to change the way how Hollywood works. And I stand by him as a result of that. These are things money cannot buy. I stand behind the fact that a lot of you guys are for suicide prevention, and I will always stand behind that. These are good things. and there are a lot of good people in this movement. So, as you know, I was a potential suicidal person, but I managed not to kill myself. So I can totally identify with those people. And the fact that Autumn Snyder died, we don't want it to be in vain. So don't forget to support AFSP. I will put the link down in the details section so you guys can go and donate or share it with other people so that they donate to AFSP. It's a very important thing, and that people's lives are saved, even in this quarantine time where still there's not as much movement and work going on around us. Anyways, guys, I gotta go. But yes, it's almost but a guarantee that we will get the Snyderverse in some way, shape, or form. DJ Lost in Form. I somewhat disagree, my brother. He says, I think a large consumer base canceling a service gets HBO Max's attention. We built their consumer base, and if we take it away, I believe they will announce sequels immediately. No, I don't believe in. I don't believe in. I don't believe in going through what we call a boycott route. I don't believe in boycotting things. I think that that is a cancel culture approach to doing things, and I think it's way too early to do that. That move, if anything, should happen if Zack Snyder decides, well, that's it, and he wants to call it a day. Then we should do that. But otherwise, no, I don't agree with that at all. That is not an approach I personally would go by. I believe that um, I'm not going to tell you to go watch their movies or to advocate for you to, um, use their services, say in a year's time or whatever. But I do believe that behind the scenes right now, they are still working out and deliberating how they're going to approach this thing with Zack Snyder's Justice League. And just so people will understand how serious I think the situation is, I think the situation is one in which, um, you know, the people who are in charge of HBO Max and the people who are in charge of AT&T are looking for ways and means to make this happen. So I absolutely AT&T and HBO Max, those two companies. I'm not talking about once you remove Tommy Eric out of the equation. I do believe that those two entities are trying their damnedest to make sure that this happens. Of course, Justice League 2 and 3, that's still going to be at least a year to 2 years away from happening. And um, we know, though, that the air cut, that is something that can happen. I believe they will try and make it happen after Suicide Squad. So after James Gunn's Suicide Squad, and if you haven't been paying attention on social media, James Gunn and David Ayer have been talking with each other and answering each other's tweets. David Ayer would say something in a tweet, James Gunn would say something back in a tweet. They've been working together. And James Gunn has never said anything against the Snyder fandom. In fact, he's defended it. So if you guys really think there ain't things going on in the background, y'all trip. Because I'm telling you, man, a lot of stuff's going on in the background. Why did they just suddenly cancel New Gods and The Trench? Come on now. Okay? Now think about what I'm saying. Think about what I'm saying. There's stuff going on in the background. Of course, there's conflict and clashes and all kinds of stuff going on. But it's a straight up war going on in the background, no doubt about that. But our job as fans is to push it in the direction we want. And the way we want it is not to cancel HBO Max subscriptions. That just totally doesn't make it. We're definitely not going to get what we want. Cancel culture never works. Cancel culture never works. Okay? So if you really want to take a step back, either you want to be at the bargaining table or you don't want to be at the bargaining table. Now it's up to you guys. But I think it's just a step backwards to withdraw your subscriptions, especially this early in the game. You know what? Snyder Cut came out like what? It came out a month ago. Came at mid-March. It's not even a month now. So that's a really, really foolhardy move to make. And that's what Warner Brothers Pictures would love you guys to do. They would love you to second guess yourselves and to bail. Because now you do the work for them. They're not going to negotiate with you. Hell no. You can remove how much subscribers you want. That just means it hurts Jason Keeler, it hurts HBO Max, it hurts AT&T, and then Warner Brothers Pictures is back. Tony Emmerich and Ann Sarnoff and Walter Hamada said, "Look at that. We didn't invest in that. That didn't work out for us. We didn't pay the extra 70 million. That's on you, Jason Keeler. No, 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 no. We're not gonna give them that. We're not gonna give them that excuse. That's exactly what they want us to do. It's exactly what they want us to do. So we cannot play into their hands, and we're not going to play into their hands. We're not going to give them an ace in the hole just like that. That's not how the game is played. We'll play along, but we're going to give you all hell everywhere you turn, Warner Brothers. Everywhere you look. Once it's not something that's socially conscious, like, Stop Asian Hate, or something like, something like, something that has to do with well-being or charities. But everywhere you turn, Warner Brothers, you're going to see us. We'll be in your face saying exactly what we want. Because we got to save you from yourself. You're on a suicide mission. That's why we say support AFSP, because Warner Brothers is on a suicide mission to destroy their company. Now, I heard Film Gob say something that I think a lot of us in circles sort of believe as well. Shout out to Truth 31. Truth 31 said, "Drop that knowledge, brother." Truth 31. I gotta say this, brother. I gotta say this to you because I gotta get out of here because we spent like 27 minutes on this stream. But let me just say this to you guys. Think about this for a minute, right? Think about it. You, me, and several of the fans. I mean, I do a channel for money. This is for money, okay? I ain't playing, but you, me, and several of fans, we're not doing this. We're not saying this out of trying to get people. We're not being we're not grifting people right now. This is like real talk, right? We're not grifting. We're telling the truth, and the truth is, and we're not grifting. The truth is, we are being very intentional about what we're doing. And there are levels to this, right? The first level, think about what we did with the Snyder Cut. The first level was we started by saying release the Snyder Cut. Then we wrote letters to Walter Hamada and Ann Sarnoff. We welcomed them in and we wrote letters to her. And we wrote letters to Walter Hamada. The next thing we did, so that they would realize we're not bots, was we came out and we actually started to try to get a dialogue with these people, okay? Zack Snyder kept on putting on different things and giving information about what happened in the Justice League stuff and how his version was so different to the Whedon version, which we saw is substantially different, okay? And yes, there are scenes that seem to overlap, but they're totally different contexts, a totally different story, right? The basic plot points are the basic similar kind of plot point, but it's a totally different story. Now, the point is, don't forget to smash the like button, people. The point is, anyway, that we took 4 years to make this happen. The only reason why it took 4 years to happen was because we kept on day in, day out. I remember there was sometimes we would discourage and stuff, and Zach would pep us back up. Day in, day out, we kept relentlessly putting pressure. And it came to a point where a lot of people call us toxic fans because we were just spamming everything. We'd go everywhere. Warner Brothers put out something, and we would just hit them with release the Snyder Cut. It was just nonstop. Release the Snyder Cut would come down. Yeah, we would make our little comments and everything, but then we would just come back with, "Why don't you release the Snyder Cut?" Right? That is the same thing we're going to have to do now. And that's all to it. There's like a pattern to this. There's a pattern to this. Okay? Justice Con came into being because of us, because of fans. We have Justice Con now, and it's coming out a little later on this month. Think about this. Think about the machinery we have. We have thousands of YouTube channels now at our disposal. Think about the infrastructure we have. We've invested a lot into this, and we knew that the Snyder Cut was going to lead us to the Snyderverse. And no matter what Warner Brothers plans they think they have, where they can bring their content over to HBO Max. So what Toby Emmerich and Sam, I'm going to just reveal what their plans are, okay? So you guys will understand. Toby Emmerich and Sarnoff and Walter Hamada, they want to Hamadaverse and CW verse every property that Warner Brothers has their hands in. So HBO Max, which started off with Ridley Scott's Raised by Wolves and really quality content, which is really what Toby Emmerich, I'm sorry, not Toby Emmerich, what Jason Kilar and Casey Bloys, that's what they really wanted to do. They wanted quality content. And then all of a sudden we're hearing now on HBO Max, we have Doom Patrol and Supergirl, I think is going across there or something. Not Supergirl, whatever it is, I can't remember, Stargirl or whatever. Listen, the point is, really, HBO Max was trying to do quality stuff. And even if you look at their independent films and some of their original films, it's quality stuff, Little Things, etc. It's quality stuff, okay? So let's be real. And their star guy was the Snyder Cut, because that was building for 4 years. All right? 4 years in the making. So let me just make this abundantly clear before I get out of here, that the Snyder Cut is something that is a phenom, and it's something that you guys got to understand. It's going to birth the Snyderverse, okay? How that's going to work out, the details of it, I'm not quite sure, okay? But we know the Snyderverse is coming. It's going to come somewhere. That the first sign of the Snyderverse, I'm not quite sure what sign is going to be. I don't know if it's going to be the Batfleck film or Deathstroke. Some kind of news is going to come out at some point about something on the Snyderverse. Don't ask me when exactly. But I suspect you're going to hear more about it somewhere along the lines of after Suicide Squad. No matter how successful James Gunn's Suicide Squad is, I suspect the Snyderverse is going to come out somewhere behind there. Guaranteed. Okay? Because everything that Hamada has been doing so far has not been fruitful. The Wonder Woman movie didn't get the results that they wanted. Shazam didn't get the results that they wanted. Harley Quinn and the Birds of Prey didn't get the results that they wanted. All right? Those were flat films. Justice League obviously was a big flop. And Aquaman was the bright light in the dark. And then Hamada really didn't have much to do with that. So they haven't been really hitting home runs as of late. And the one property that they got a home run with wasn't their stuff. So Hamada and Toby Emmerich, they weren't on board for Joker. Joker was a home run. So we think about what I'm saying. Think about what I'm saying. Joker created even a bigger case for the Snyderverse and therefore for the Snyder Cut. He created a very strong case for it. And now that the Snyder Cut has come out, it itself has made a strong case, because not only, see, the thing about it is, the movie was not only a successful movie, it was a movie that critics liked. And the critics that liked it very strongly. They really liked it. And now, even some of the critics have spoken about the fact that the studio dropped the ball on it. So this is a case, like I said to you guys, where Jason Keeler, Casey Bloys, AT&T, John Stankley, they have a strong case on their hands. Very strong case on their hands. Because them, HBO Max has been doing great. The Hamadaverse hasn't been doing great. Get me? Keeler and they are doing fine. I want you to understand. Okay? So, even though there may be a gag order on, for example, somehow, Tommy Emmerich and Ann Sarnoff figured out a legal way to gag Jason Keeler and John Stankley and Casey Bloys at the moment so that they can't say anything. Like I said, there are two different camps here. Warner Media is not together on this issue. And while Jason Keeler and they don't know how to maneuver themselves as well as Toby Emmerich and Sarnoff and Walter Hamada at this point in time. Because remember, Toby Emmerich and Walter Hamada both came from New Line Cinema. They're chummies and buddies. And I guess they got their legal consultation to be able to know how to manipulate the situation. But they have not been doing Rose's work. Their track record has been poor. Remember that. So when you think about HBO Max, their track record so far has been roses. They've been growing as a company and growing rather rapidly as a company. And they are the future. So pay attention to what is transpiring. Well, let me see what you guys are saying in the chat before I wrap up, because I need to wrap up. Do you think there's a possibility that HBO Max pandered to Snyder fans? It's possible they used us and they have no intention of moving forward. I'm just saying it's a possibility. Of course, it's a possibility that they used us. But they're supposed to use us. It's business. They're supposed to use us. We gave them we gave them great press. But the thing is, the Snyder Cut itself performed. See, it's one thing. Think about it this way. Thinking about this way. Okay. See, Jason Keeler said, I know you guys are going to love this film. All right. Remember he said that? Let me tell you what was reported by Mikey Sutton behind the scenes. His sources told him when Jason Keeler and John Stankley saw how the Snyder Cut was performing, they were elated. They were losing their shit. Okay. And there was a report that went out that HBO Max app downloads went up by 65%. That has not been reported, listen to me carefully, for any other movie. You got me? So no matter what they tell you, them numbers was good. Them numbers was really, really, really good numbers. Okay? Now here's the kicker. You got to be out of your damn mind if you think that Jason Keeler is just going to let that slip by. Oh, no. This is Jason Keeler's thing. This is what he came into Warner Media to do, to push the streaming platform, to bring into one HBO Max and expand it. Okay? That's his purpose for being there. Okay, and he's promoting other things, but I believe they have been gagged. They can't say anything about Zack Snyder's Justice League. Even the trailer that came out from HBO Max, did Zack cut that trailer? No. But I believe it's Toby Emmerich trying to flex his muscles through HBO Max and have his way. Don't ask me how. But that sucker is trying to do that. But I can guarantee you that both Zack Snyder and I guess I'm going to go out on a limb here. Jason Keeler believes that the fans would simply lash back at that. They they're counting on us not to take it lying down, not to quit, not to go somewhere else. Also, they're counting on us to stay the course. Zach never told us to do anything else because he's negotiating in the background. And he knows he's negotiating in the background. Why do you think he's talking so freely about Netflix and all this other stuff? He's talking so freely about Netflix because he knows these are negotiating times. All right. Anyways, man, I'm going to get out of here. All I'm going to say is you guys leaving the game just like that make no sense to me. Okay. Because Zach can still make films with Netflix and do just fine. Not stopping him from making films with Netflix. And you guys who have your HBO Max subscriptions, that's the only place you can legally see Zack Snyder's Justice League. Why would you just give up your HBO Max subscriptions? You know, I don't understand that. None of it makes sense to me at this point in time. I can understand you deciding to give up your subscriptions a month or two from now after the AT&T investors meeting, and you know that's on the 22nd, I believe. But what you guys need to do is just keep on piling up numbers, pile up numbers, show your force. Right now, I think that trailer is at 500K, over 500K. Okay. Well, right now in the comment section, I believe it's somewhere around 18K comments. You guys need to pile on the Restore the Snyderverse, and most of those comments are Restore the Snyderverse. Guys, just keep hitting them with the numbers, and then, like almost a swarm of locusts, you need to fall down on them when they try to make other announcements or try to twist anything around, and hit them with Restore the Snyderverse. Keep on hitting them with the hashtag. Some of you guys going to end up being casualties like me, and they're going to try, people are trying to target you, and they're going to try and, remove your Twitter or remove your YouTube channel or whatever. Don't be deterred. You have to be almost as zoned in as an animal going in for the kill, going in for blood. Nothing deters you. And so that's it. And just keep on hashtagging them to death everywhere they turn. You hit them with Restore the Snyderverse. They go meet you wherever they go. Like Batman said, wherever you go, whatever you do, I'll be watching you. Just keep the pressure on them. It's going to burst a pipe and they're going to give in. It's really that simple. They always say opportunity meets preparation. What I mean by that is to say, because we were prepared and we just keep on hitting that onslaught of Restore the Snyderverse, and it went mainstream, because of that, not Restore, Release the Snyder Cut, sorry. The opportunity met the preparation, and we got the Snyder Cut. And that's the same thing we got to do. We got to keep on chipping away. And the opportunity will reach the preparation. And remember, it's a battle all the way to the finish line. Some of the leaders, Restore the Snyder Cut, Release the Snyder Cut, told us in a song, actually, that the ride wasn't over yet. And then another a group, Barry, I forgot what his surname is, he did a song which is Stand Together. And this is what we have to do. They knew that the war was going to be tough, and we were going to have to fight, and there was going to be pushback from Warner Brothers. because Warner Brothers believes that the fans shouldn't have that kind of power. They're the ones that should have the power to set their agendas, and the fans must go along with it. And we've said, no, this is a different era, man. This is called social media era. Fans dictate what happens. We're the ones that tell you if we like or dislike something, you got to make adjustments. And so that's the way how that goes. And if they don't get with the times, they're going to lose out big time, and their company's going to go under. So I'm hoping that they get with the times. You know what I'm saying? Because they need the Snyderverse. Without the Snyderverse, Warner Brothers Pictures is not going to last. They're going to go into bankruptcy or something. And at least when it comes to the DC film side of things, because Walter Amada, he don't know what he's doing. He don't know what he's doing at all. They got all these projects down the road, and they got these. I mean, the first couple of films just wasn't that good. It wasn't. I mean, they were all right. I mean, they were all right. Well, Shazam, out of his lot. Shazam, probably. Everything else was a turd. So I'm just saying. I'm just saying. So I mean, if you're gonna continue to make films with that kind of quality, with jokes and all that kind of stuff, you might as well just quit. Ricochet says my remake video will have a musical restore the Snyderverse montage with the song "Weight of the World" from Near Automata. Nice, man. Nice. Can't wait. Anyway, I gotta wrap us up. I was about to do a couple other things, but I said, you know what? Let me just get this live stream in there. Guys, don't forget to smash the like button. What's up with you guys? Why are you not smashing the like button? Anyways, I'm gonna catch you guys later. I am Christ, I am disciple. Don't forget, man. Whosoever believes in him shall not perish but have everlasting life. That's Jesus right there. And you know what I like about Zack Snyder? Just one quick thing. Zack Snyder's Justice League, draws a lot of parallels to Jesus Christ and Christianity. Even the mother boxes. You remember the mother box origins, little sort of sneak peek that we saw with the different characters? They literally came off of these monastery paintings. Um, you know, Literally, they're from classical monastery paintings. So I love to go through that with you guys sometime. But until then, understand that the death and resurrection of Jesus Christ is like one and the same in a weird way. I just thought I'd use Zack Snyder's words when it comes to Superman, because we all know Superman's an archetype of Jesus Christ, right? So I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm gonna get you guys later. Keep the faith. Remember, have faith, guys. Have faith. I'm out. Peace.